Hey everybody, Ira Miller here with Homes Around the Village's YouTube channel, our live stream, our Monday night live stream, our first Monday of the month, and we are hoping that we have a lot of people coming on today and that you've brought your questions. So we got Jerry Bell, number one, he's already rocking and rolling. Desmindy, she's there. I'm looking for Kevin Jakes. Usually he's the number one guy that's usually here. I wonder what's going on. Oh, wait a minute. I actually have a guest today, and it's Kevin and Karen.
Hello, everyone.
They dropped in to say hi, and they wanted to do a little testimonial with me, so we did a little testimonial video. When'd you get here?
Thursday, May 25th.
So they got here last Thursday.
Last Thursday.
Yeah, so they've only been here Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. 4 days.
No.
A week ago.
A week ago.
A week ago. So about 10, 11 days ago.
Oh, okay. All right, very good. And they hit the ground running, right?
Yeah, ground running.
So they came here, saw their beautiful home for the first time in person, and which is pretty incredible, because if any of y'all have seen the video I did for them when they went to buy their home, that was back in January.
Correct.
And we closed in February. And here it is, June already.
Yep.
And so 4 months later, they finally get here to see their home, and they haven't let any grass grow under their feet, because they've been doing landscaping, they've been furnishing, they've really been busy,
Meeting our
right?
neighbors.
Meeting our neighbors,
Playing
a lot of-
pickleball.
Playing pickleball.
They've been really going crazy. So that's awesome. I'm happy to have you here, and
Thank you for having
Thank you.
us.
Thank you for having us
I
on.
appreciate you coming by and visiting with us. And this is my brand new office. They're actually the first ones to see the office. I'm going to go ahead and do a video at some point where I'm going to go take the drone from my old office all the way down here so everybody can see the building. But they did a dry run yesterday.
The other
The
day,
other day, yeah.
Just so they can make sure that they knew where our new office was.
Yeah.
So,
Very
thank
nice.
you so much for joining us, and we're looking for. So there's 14 viewers there, and we also. Oh, well, you know what? While I have you here, usually I kind of wait, right?
Oh.
So we're going to go ahead, and while they're here, we're going to show
Noah. Noah.
little baby Noah, the brand new addition. Let's see.
He's about 6 weeks old now.
There he is. And then we have little Gio
And Alyssa.
and Alyssa. And looks like he and Alyssa are having a little cheer.
They're doing
Little
cheers.
cheers, yeah.
He's got his hair cut.
Yep.
Yep.
Wow. Was that his first haircut?
No, but it's...
No? Because I knew before.
He had a lot of hair.
He had a lot of hair.
A lot of hair.
I was envious of all that hair.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can do this real quick. We're going to do that, and I think I might mess everything up and Kristen's going to get a hold of me, but let's see. Where's my all right, can't wait for your special guests.
Jerry Bell. Hi, Jerry. Hi, Laura.
Hi, K&K, rock on. So, oh yeah, got any concerts that you're getting ready to go to?
No, we're not like you. How many do you have ready for this summer?
Man, so let's see here. Where's Ticketmaster? So I'm all set up on my app. I was trying to do the mini me. Wait, where's let me get back to.
Yep, so that red. And then
I did that. Didn't do anything. Oh, there we are. Oh, cool. Well, you got me cut out.
well, yeah, the mini me's is very small. So.
It's very small.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go back to full screen. How's that? All right. And we're going to go back to, let me kind of run this show here a little bit. There we go. All right. So, let's see. Where am I going to be going here pretty soon? My events.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Here we go. What? Well, I guess maybe.
You look like you're locked out.
Yeah, I got a trick for that. Christian's got me set up, right?
What would we do without
think-
Christian?
I know, I'd be lost. Let's see, maybe one more
Everybody
try on
needs a
this.
Christian in their life that can help you with all kinds of
Boy,
computer
isn't that the
stuff.
truth. All right, here we go.
Oh, here they are.
Oh, foreigner.
Foreigner in, what's today? In 4 days.
Wow.
Oh.
Uncle Ted,
Uncle Ted.
Ted Nugent.
Cat scratch fever.
Yes, sir. So I'm going to be busy this week.
Oh,
With-
when is that one?
That one's 4 days after Foreigner.
Wow.
So
And are they all in Orlando or
yes, sir. Thank you.
okay?
And then in December, my lovely wife wanted to go see these guys.
The Outlaws. Oh my God.
Outlaws.
Green grass and high tides forever.
You got it. You
Wow.
got it. So
So the Outlaws back in 75, 6.
this is Ponte Vedra Concert Hall, and there's only 400 people going to be in that venue.
Wow.
And we're 4 rows.
So it'll almost be like a private showing, really.
That's the
when
way
you
I'm
think
gonna-
about it.
You
'Cause
might-
how many thousands are normally at a concert?
Yeah, thousands and thousands. I mean,
400 people. That's like a private
for the
venue.
Outlaws, that's incredible. We saw them last year around October, and my wife
Wow.
Patty, she's like, I had no idea they were going to be that great. We got to go back, and she's a country girl. That's why you
Okay.
see Eric Church.
Eric
on
Church.
That's Patty's. That's
All right.
Patty's guy, Eric Church. So I bought that for her
Nice.
because she goes to all mine, so I got to
Yeah,
go
yeah.
to hers,
That's
right?
right. That's right.
Yeah. No, we're pretty good with concerts.
Yeah. So when you get settled in and you get back here, you know, we're
Right.
gonna have to hit us up some concerts.
All
Absolutely.
right. Sounds
Yeah.
like a plan.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. Well, let's see. Get ready to rumble. There's Laura Lamp. Hi, Laura.
Hi, Laura.
Special guest.
Hi, Laura.
They've been over there hobnobbing with Skip, and they went to see Skip before they came to see me.
Oh,
Oh, no, don't say
don't
that.
say that.
Don't get us in trouble.
Get us in trouble.
We were on porch setting.
Oh, hi,
last-
Brenda. My friend Brenda is from work.
Oh, all right. There you go.
Hi, Brenda.
Oh, the villages agrees with you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Brenda.
We feel so at home. We feel so at home.
Yeah, they've met so many people already.
So many
It's
nice
like,
people.
He's texting me, hi, we met. They ran into a lady that I sold a home to actually at a estate sale, right?
Yeah.
So he sends me a little video of that one. So they've
Even
been,
my neighbor, we went over to visit them yesterday, and she said, Karen, we're having a ladies' luncheon on Saturday. Are you busy? I said, no. She said, okay, then you're coming. I just going to increase the
The number.
reservation by 1 and you're coming, I'm picking you up. I said, okay, let's go. So off I go to the ladies' luncheon.
The Village's way.
And
Yes.
she's gonna go to water aerobics.
Yeah, and then she said, Tuesday night you were going to
Oh
water
man,
aerobics.
she's making up your whole itinerary.
I said, okay. She said, how about Monday?
You're like, no.
Monday morning, do you want to go to yoga? I said, no, in the morning I play pickleball. She goes, oh, I don't do that. I said, well, okay.
They're having a great time.
So we're having a blast.
Yeah.
Everything's good.
Getting ready for the tournament, June 17th.
There he is, so he's got to go back home.
Gotta go back home.
You're going to miss us.
We are going to miss
We
you.
know. We know.
We know.
But you know what?
It's all
We'll be
good.
back
It's all
soon
good.
enough.
We'll be back soon enough.
And we'll be here full time, even sooner than that, it seems
So-
like. So,
Well, if you need me to go check on the house for you,
Okay.
I'm here.
okay, great.
I think we still got a lockbox on there, don't we?
We do.
You do?
So
You do? Yeah.
if you want, I'll take it off. If you don't want, I'll leave it on and we can go by and check it from time to time. Blakely actually lives on that side of town.
We'll leave it on.
She can go flush the toilets and turn the
Yeah, we'll leave it on
faucets
for now.
on
And,
Yeah. Well.
we'll talk.
if you want. It's up to you.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll definitely
Well,
talk.
we already have a home watchman,
Oh, you do?
next door neighbor.
Oh, okay. You don't
is
need me.
volunteered, and
Oh,
you know,
good.
but we know your number.
There you go.
We know Ira's number. If you need Ira, give him a call. He'll be there.
Look at this Mindy. She saw Herman's Hermits and ELO, I think.
Oh my God.
Oh, wow.
I don't even know, what was that guy's name? Herman Hermit guy.
Oh.
Was it
I don't know.
Jerry? Gary? Something like that? I forget his name.
I forget his name.
Yeah. Well, listen, I don't want to hold you.
Okay.
Thank you
Thank you
very
so
much
much.
for
It was so
stopping
good
Thank you
to
very
see
much
you.
for having us.
All right. I really appreciate you joining us on the show today.
We couldn't be there on the computer, so we'd be here in person.
We'll be here live.
There you go.
That's right. So
And-
enjoy the rest of your live show.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
All
thank
right,
you.
and
Okay.
we'll be in touch
We'll
before
be in
we
touch,
leave.
yeah.
Okay.
And I'll see you sometime this week.
Sometime
sounds
this week,
great.
for sure. Yeah.
Thank you
Okay.
so much.
Thank you.
Such a
Have a good
pleasure.
night, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
All right. Thanks so much for stopping in. That was awesome. All right. See you later.
Thanks.
All right. So I'm going to ask Christian if he'll help me out here. He's in the other room kind of watching, but we're going to need to kind of shift things around. Can you move that camera? No, up. I'm over. So yeah, there you go. Okay. Ah, you lost me. Down a little bit.
Yeah, it's not locked.
Technical difficulties. No. There we go. All right. Down a little bit. I mean up. There we go. Perfect. All right. Cool. All right, everybody. So, had to make room. This is what I've done. I've moved the show into my office. And so normally I have this show at my home because I, as you all may or may not know, I set up one of my rooms when my son went to college as my video room. And he came home from college and his room was gone. He wasn't too happy about that. But we put him in the back room. So he's comfortable back there. He has his own bathroom and all that. But anyways, so we moved the show because I knew Kevin and Karen were going to come. We moved the show over here to my new office. Stay tuned because I'm getting ready to make a new video on this office. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my drone, I'm going to send it down to where my old office was, because there's a lot of you out there who have visited me at ERA Grizzard Real Estate's office, which is maybe a half a mile down the road to the west. So I'm going to send a drone down there. And then we have a customer appreciation party / grand opening happening maybe a quarter of a mile, halfway between here and my old office at Grizzard Real Estate at the American Legion Post. So if anybody's in town on July 15th, we are going to have a customer appreciation party. I'll go ahead and maybe invite Skip and see if Jerry and Linda want to come. Robin Cavallero, I'm sure, you know, all those people who all of you probably know, will invite all them to the party as well. So, Peter Noon, that's it. Gosh, thank you. So anyways, that's kind of what's happening. So we're going to show you what this office really looks like. Besides my green screen I have back here, which shows you my Homes Around the Villages live. All right, so let me make sure I haven't missed anything. So Jerry Bell, thanks so much for being number one today. You kind of got in front of Kevin, but he pulled one over on you. He came and visited us. So there we go. Laura, thank you so much again for joining us. Love to see you on our chat here. And then we showed you the boys, the new edition of Noah. You know, I usually like to show them a little bit later in the show when there's more people kind of online here, but you know, it's all good. So let's see. Hi to Jerry and all the chat. And then Taylor Swift was just in Chicago for 3 days. Thought the world was going to come to an end. Oh yeah, when Taylor's in town, I guess everything stops. But I heard on TV that somebody had some extra tickets that they were offered $18,000. I can't remember if it was for one or for two, but 18 grand for, let's say, 3 hours. She probably puts on a 3-hour show. I've seen her. Saw her at the Raymond James Stadium where the Tampa Bay Buccaneers play. Brought my daughter Jamie. So we really enjoyed that little father-daughter time together. But that was before those tickets were, I mean, trust me, those tickets were expensive enough. But now you can't even get them. So you're lucky if you even get them, much less what you're going to pay for them. So yes, I am a Swiftie. I do. I actually like Taylor Swift's music a lot. And I liked her way back when she was a country artist. Anyways, Hermits and ELO, oh gosh, I mean, so I guess they have 2 ELOs out there. You have Jeff Lynne's ELO, and then you have, I think, the other part of the band. I don't know how that works. But I saw Jeff Lynne's ELO, spot on. Note for note, it was perfect. It was awesome. I had my wife with me, who's a big country music fan. She was blown away because she didn't realize she knew as many songs as she did. So, Brenda, friends of Kevin and Karen, so thank you for jumping on. I don't know if he gave you a heads up that he was going to be here. They were going to be here tonight, but I'm glad you got a chance to see him on our live stream. Let's see. So let's see. What do we have down here? Let me see. What was Jerry asking? Where's the testimonial? Oh, I want to hear about the great things Ira does. So yeah, they were kind enough to come in. I think Kevin really wanted to do it because I guess we really provided a really good experience for him. I mean, I can only imagine. I'm looking at cars on Carvana and Vroom, to where you buy a car and they bring it to you. That's scary enough to me. So I can only imagine buying a home like that. And that's why I kind of try to go the extra mile to make sure that that experience is seamless. And I'm going to go through that home and I'm going to go through it with a fine-tooth comb to make sure, because I have to know that I can sleep at night knowing that I was responsible for you to buy that home. That's just the way I work. So, so that's why when he was so happy, he goes, Ira, I'll do it. Do you want me to come and do a video with you, or you want me to say anything, or what do you want me to do? So that was very nice of them to come in and agree to do a testimonial. And I'd like to do more of those. I should have been doing more of those, but not a lot of people want to get on camera either. I mean, Karen, when I did the testimonial video, she didn't want to be in front of that camera. So it was just me and Kevin. But she was a sport. She came in on the live stream, so that's cool. Let's see. So, dear Yard Jacks, you know what? So it's funny that you would come and say that. Thank you so much for saying I'm the rock star realtor, because my daughter, Jamie, who a lot of you have seen on this live stream, she's actually looking for what she calls merch, where we're going to make up shirts and t-shirts, and I don't know if we're going to do hats. I don't know what she has involved. I guess maybe beer mugs. I don't even know what she's working on. But anyways, somebody said, you need to put on the back Rockstar Realtor. And they're saying, who is that person? Who's that woman? Who's that person that was saying, that Ira's a rock star? So there you go. So Christian is in the next room behind us, because our office has 3 rooms. The front reception area where Blakely sits, my personal office, and then a big room in the back there where Christian and Nina are. But we were talking about Jack saying about the Rockstar Realtor. So I don't know what more to. Look, I'm just kind of a humble guy. Just try to do the best I can, and I enjoy doing what I'm doing, and I enjoy doing these live streams too. So that's pretty cool. So Mr. Sylvan, my man, Sylvan. Can I discuss the current state of home insurance and what would property taxes be in a $500,000 home? So, I have tried to get an insurance agent. I can get mortgage people in here. I don't know why I can't get an insurance agent in here. They're so afraid. I don't know. I don't know what they're afraid of, to be honest with you. But I have a pretty good acquaintance who I know very well. Our daughters went to school at the Village's charter school together, and they even graduated together. And I asked him, Jared, to come on and join us on our YouTube channel here. His insurance broker, I guess they're called, wouldn't allow him to do it. So I thought that was strange. But I hear that a lot, Sylvan. I hear that a lot about what is the state of home insurance. So I don't know what's going on out there outside of our area. And I don't know where you're getting your information from. I tend to believe that it's people saying stuff about getting insurance in Florida so you won't come to Florida. That's my personal belief. Because, okay, yes, insurance is high along the coast. Why? Obviously because of hurricanes. And Hurricane Ian just destroyed Punta Gorda again, down there, and Fort Myers and that area. But here in this area, this is the safest place in Florida, is about the best thing I can tell you. So kind of imagine this. Florida's a peninsula with a panhandle. So those hurricanes form in the Gulf and they go right through that panhandle and tear the panhandle up. They come across from Africa and they go right across southern Florida, or they may just go up the coast, or may even go out into the Gulf and come up on the other side. But this is actually the evacuation center for Florida, because this is the place in Florida where the least amount of hurricanes come. Up to like last year, I think it was like 10 years before since a hurricane came through here. Probably even longer. But so insurance, you're probably going to pay $1,200 to $1,400 a year for insurance here in this area of Florida, I believe. But it also depends on how expensive your home is. And Sylvan's asking about what are property taxes on a $500,000 house, and that's all going to depend on where that house is as well. So if it's in Ocala, if it's in, the Villages, if it's in Leesburg, wherever, I mean, they're all going to be different because the counties are different. You have Marion County, Lake County, Sumter County. Those are basically the three counties that that I work in. But pull this up closer. So they're all kind of different because they all have different millage rates. So a $500,000 home, I'm just going to estimate it's going to be between $3,000 and $4,000, just depending on where you're at, whether you're Sumter Lake or Marion. Okay? That's just a generalization, $3,000 to $4,000. Now, you also have to consider if you are in a city limit or not, because if you're in, let's say, I think the Plantation, I believe, got annexed into the city of Leesburg. So you're going to pay city taxes as well as county taxes. The new part of the Villages in the Finney, DeSoto, Linden, Marsh Bend, all those areas, all those got annexed into Wildwood. So you're going to pay Wildwood taxes as well as Sumter County taxes. And the same with Marion County. But the places that I know, most of the places I know in Marion County are outside of the Ocala city limits. So as of now, short of Ocala annexing these other communities into Ocala, you're only paying county taxes and not city and county. So that makes a big difference too. So that's why I said, it's hard to kind of pinpoint how much taxes are on a $500,000 home. And this, Mindy, is correct. It depends if it's a primary, a secondary, or a vacation home. Or an investment home, I'm sorry. A primary, secondary, or an investment home as to what your taxes are going to be as well. And she said, yes, we all want to know what's going on with homeowners insurance. When we had a home in Palm Bay in the 2010s, we had to go into the state insurance pool because USAA wasn't writing policies for a second home. And so that's the thing. Palm Bay is on the coast. Palm Bay, Melbourne, Cocoa, Vero, I mean, that's kind of how it goes. They're on the Atlantic. And so, yeah, taxes are going to be higher, and a lot of insurance companies won't write policies. I know a lot of condos over in Daytona. Daytona Beach Shores have a lot of condos, and those condos had to go to like a self-insure plan. So that's why, you know, you might want to stay a little bit more inland from the coast, because yeah, it could get up pretty high. I guess $5,000 or $6,000 if you're on the coast, versus 1,400 here on inland. Okay. All right. So, Ira, a house on Zillow has piqued our interest, but it was built in 2014. Should we be concerned about replacing the roof? The price, homeowners insurance concerns us. So 2014, if it's an original roof, that makes it 9 years old. Shouldn't be a problem. Usually, they cut off around 15 years. They like you if you shop it around, you know, you can shop your homeowner's insurance around. 15 years is usually like the cutoff date. Even though it's a 30-year roof or a 35-year roof, they're even putting roofs on that they say are lifetime, because they have this new membrane now called a peel and stick that they put down rather than the old felt tar paper. There's even some underlayment called elephant skin that they put on my house. It wasn't peel and stick, but it was a synthetic. So, which, you know, gives you more longevity to your shingles. But I don't think, Chris, that you should be concerned if it was built in 2014. 9 years old. I also hear that the insurance companies are getting picky about water heaters now. So water heaters have a tendency, if you don't take care of them and flush them out every now and then, to build up sediment on the bottom, which causes it to rust around the bottom, and then it could fail and leak all over the place. So if it's in the garage, though, you really don't care. But I mean, you care if your water heater goes out, but that's where a tankless water heater comes in. That's what I have. I have a tankless water heater. So I don't have to worry about a holding tank and worry about the insurance company with my water heater. So roof and water heaters are kind of the biggest concerns for insurance companies these days. And then the other big ticket item you want to worry about is your air conditioner. You want to know how old that is, simply because they become obsolete, because they're changing that Freon all the time. And then, so like a lot of the older units you can't get Freon for anymore. So they kind of almost force you into buying a new, whole new system. All right, let's see here. So, Laura, somebody sent me that guy's video. So Laura's saying, so many potential buyers have homeowners insurance concerns. There is a realtor based in South Carolina that beats that drum all the time on YouTube. That guy is a phony, and I wouldn't trust that guy as far as I could throw him, because of all that foolishness that he says about Florida and about insurance. He's just trying to get you to come to South Carolina and buy a home from him. That's all he's trying to do. When I saw that video, I guess I watched most of it. But I mean, what a phony. You know, if you have to go to those extremes to try to get people not to move somewhere, so they'll consider your place. It's a sad case of affairs. I'd be very cautious of that guy, you know. All right. So, like I said in the very beginning, before Laura even mentioned that, there's a lot of realtors out there that are making these YouTube videos that are trying their best to keep people from moving to Florida, because so many people are moving to Florida and they're losing business. So they got to think, what am I going to do to stop so many people from moving to Texas and Florida, where I can get them to move to Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, whatever. And so this guy came up with this brilliant idea. Oh, just try to move to the coast of South Carolina. Trust me. You're going to pay as much homeowners insurance on the coast of South Carolina or North Carolina or Georgia or Florida. It doesn't matter. You're on that coast, you're going to pay. So I would discard that with a grain of salt, actually. Okay, Ira, USAA would not write a policy on a second home when we had one 10 years ago. I paid $1,100 in Palm Bay on a house that was at that time worth only $75,000. Again, coastal properties, you're going to pay. And not only, let me just say this, not only is it hurricanes, it's the fact that the salt water is so destructive to homes and structures. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you even heard about that condo that collapsed in South Florida in Miami. The whole thing just collapsed. Why? Because the rebar got exposed from cracking concrete, and that cracked concrete allowed the salt air and salt and the salt and the humidity to get to the rebar, rusted the rebar out, and after I think it was 30 or 40 years old, down it came. So that's another consideration, and that's another reason why homeowners insurance is so high on the coast, on either coast. That salt air just tears up a home, tears up air conditioners, coils. Yeah, it's tough. Let's see, let's go back. Thank you guys so much for all of these questions. I love it, because a lot of times I'm sitting here having to just chatter on by myself, and so I love it. I love all these questions. Let's see. So, again, going back to this, Mindy, so I understand you paid $1,100 for a $75,000 house, but that's the cost of living on the coast. I think the new villages of Newell and Lake Denham are part of Leesburg. Newell, yes, it's all the way over there. It is. Newell, I believe, is part of Leesburg, and you're probably going to pay Leesburg taxes. I would think that the villages, I don't know why they do that. Honestly, why do they annex these communities into the cities? I believe maybe it's to provide sewer and water, is my only thought as to why they would annex these properties into these cities where people have to pay higher taxes. It just, I don't get that. But that's just, I try hard not to bash the villages and the villages developer, but when I see stuff like this and they don't build their own sewer and water systems like they used to, and they try to just annex everybody into these cities so they don't have to do it, kind of makes me mad. So I don't know about Lake Denham if that's part of Leesburg. I don't know about that. But Newell, I would just about bet. Because I had to drive through Newell when it wasn't even built yet to get to the road that accesses. They didn't have the Bexley Bridge. I don't think the Bexley Bridge is still accessible. I was there last week. They still had the barriers up there. But yeah, I had to go down a dirt road, or a lime rock road, that they built temporarily through Newell. And yeah, that takes you right into Leesburg. So taxes in Palm Bay were low. Well, good. That kind of made up for the high homeowners insurance. That's the awesome thing about the Village's homes. They're not big enough to require 2 or more HVA systems. So yeah, when they were building premier homes, some of those premier homes did have 2 air conditioning systems, but they've kind of backed away from that. But yeah, a lot of the premier homes have 2. I've seen a few people over, I've sent a few people over to you from the past 2 of Skip's live shows. Maybe you should be surprised. Maybe you should be a surprise guest one day, wink wink, on Skip's. Well, speaking of Mr. Smith, Kevin said he was over there talking to Skip, I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, and Skip was saying, when's Ira going to come on my porch setting? So I know a lot of you, knew that I was trying to do that, and a couple weeks, our schedules just didn't work out. One week it was Skip's, one week it was mine. Be honest with you, then I opened up my own office and I just got inundated with work and trying to put this office together and get it up and running and successful. So that's what I've been doing the last couple of months, is right here. And I don't need to be right here in this office. I need to be out there showing properties. So, but that's kind of why. And then Skip went off on a little trip. I think he went to Texas. I forget where else he went. So just kind of lost track of things with opening up this office. So I'm hoping things kind of settle down a little bit. I think I got everything dialed in for here. We're going to do a video of my office. I'm going to do a video of my office simply because a lot of people that come to see me have a hard time finding this place. So I'm going to do a video starting all the way down there at ERA Grizzard Real Estate, coming up here, and like I said, of this building I'm in, and I'm actually around the back on the 2nd floor, and I have these very nice window ads on my windows. There's perforated things that say I am Realty right here. Oh, over here. So yeah, I think that's going to be very helpful for people to see, give you a perspective of where I was to where I am now and what this place looks like now. So, so I've sent a few people over to you from the last 2 of Skip's live shows. Maybe you should be a surprise guest one day. And who were those, Jerry? If I can remember who they were. So Mindy just says, oh my God, the saltwater did a number on our truck. Yes. And she saw that horrible tragedy as well. So, okay. Let's move on and say, yeah, that salt water is horrible. How's the market? So I'm going to go back. I'm going to come back to that, Jerry, in just a minute. I'm going to answer Phil's question. Evening, Ira. How far from the villages will you work properties if someone wants to buy or sell? I pretty much work in anywhere in the 3 Lake, Sumter, or Marion County. That incorporates a huge area because Claremont is down in Lake County, Leesburg is in Lake County, and then we know Marion County is is Ocala, Sumterville, Denellen, and all those areas, and then obviously Sumter County here in the Villages. So yeah, that's how far I go. I go out. Hopefully, whoever you're talking about, Phil, is within that Tri-County area. Okay, so let's. I'm getting ready to. By the way, they're talking about the Bexley Bridge. I want to kind of let you know. I have a brand new listing I'm getting ready to show everybody. It's beautiful. It's a gorgeous 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage, courtyard villa, or cabana, they call it as well, on a lake for $499. So that should be out, I think, tomorrow. So be looking for that video. So I took the drone. Shows the Bexley Bridge, it shows Sawgrass Grove, it's in Citrus Grove. And then Ezel Recreation Center, if anybody has seen my new Sawgrass Grove video, we showed you Ezel, huge, Ezel Villas, or Ezel Rec Center is huge. There's so much to do there. Anyways, let's see. All right, let's go back to Jerry's question. All right, so here we go. We're going to go to my matrix. Let me do this real quick, Jerry. Let me put a mini me in there. All right, here we go. So my matrix, search. So how's the market doing? This is the way we determine how the market's doing. Quick. And my MLS shows the Villages. So I really like to show what the market's doing in the Villages. That's a very good indicator. Everything starts and ends, I have to say, in the Villages. So if the market starts going south, it's kind of the last place it goes south here in the Villages, and it's also the first place to recuperate. So, excuse me. So we see the city, the Villages, and down here there's 344 matches. That's how many homes that the MLS has on the market today, okay? Throughout the whole Villages. Now, a normal market is like 550. So we're about 200 down from a normal market. I have seen it as high as 354 homes on the market, but it's kind of peaked out at that, and now it's come down a little bit. All right, see my cursor up here where it says active? Right up there. All right, so I'm going to take that out, and I'm going to say how many homes are pending, and pending typically are the last 30 days anyway, so it's not going to be that much different. Let's see, did I get it? No. Backspace. 30. All right, 184. Let me see, did I get? Oh. Is this technical difficulties here? There we go. I had to put my number lock on there. All right, pending 140. It did say 184 that are pending, but within the last 30 days, 140 homes went under contract. I'll put it back to 180, and then you'll be able to see. Well, oh, check out it. What happened? Oh, I'm in Brevard County. No, Brevard County is not going to work for the villages. All right, 184 matches. See down there at the bottom. So, all right. So we're at the bottom over here, and 184 matches. That's how many pending homes that we have right now. If we go to how many were sold in the last month, I'm going to say 30. That's the last month. 153 homes sold in the last 30 days alone. So there's 184 that are pending and 153. So the market's still, pretty good. It's pretty strong, actually. Let's do this. I've done this before. We're going to go back to 330 to 365. That's going to tell you what it was a year ago, right? So how many homes were sold a year ago? From 330 days ago to 365 days. 365 days obviously is a year. Going back 35 days from that, 133 matches. So there's actually more homes sold in the MLS this year, the last 30 days, than it was last year in the last 30 days. So, kind of surprised myself. I thought that it would have been more last year than this year. All right, so there you go. That should help you out with what the market is up to these days. All right, so hopefully, Jerry, that helped you with what the market's doing. It's pretty strong. 184 pending, 153 in the last 30 days. And this is the slowest time of the season. I'm telling you, April and May, very slow. Slowest time of the whole year. And then we're getting into June, and now we're starting to get into our primary season where our primary homes, buyers, start coming in. So I'm excited about that. One thing I do want to make mention, I talked to a mortgage lender today. She called me and told me that now that they passed that debt ceiling amendment and all that, that she's hearing that interest rates should start coming down to around 5.5%. So that's good news too. All right. Let's see. Bexley Bridge isn't open yet. So video. Yeah. So I hear Marion County is Pastorial. Pastorial. What is pastoral? Oh, for pastures. Hello. All right, well, Marion County is the horse capital of the world. And that's our bragging rights. So yeah, it is pastoral. And believe it or not, I am getting ready to do a video on 120 acres that I saw in Ocala. Actually, it's just north of Ocala in a little city called Citra. It's a for sale by owner that I'm getting ready to do a video on. For $2.5 million, that's a pretty good deal. 120 acres. What do we got here? A little over 20,000 an acre. All right, how's the wing? Oh, Jerry, the saga continues with the wing. So I'm still able to use it, still able to kind of put it up there. I overused it this weekend. I had a pole saw with a little chainsaw on the end of it, cutting some of my palm trees. Shouldn't have done that. It's been giving me a problem. It's more now in the neck area. So I originally went into surgery because I had all this really terrible tingling going on, and my neurosurgeon said it was spinal stenosis, the narrowing of the spinal column. So I went in, had the surgery. They put spacers in all my vertebrae from C2 to C6 to spread that out to make room in my spinal column. And then I started having this problem here. And then I went to Mayo for a second opinion. Mayo told me that my brachial plexus nerves in here got stretched. I had a MRI done, showed no problems with my brachial plexus nerves. And then I called them and they said, okay, well, our conclusion is that when they did the expansion for the spinal column, that it caused my C5 nerve to stretch and cause damage in that C5 nerve. So now I have terrible tingling on both sides of my neck. So that's the latest and the greatest for that. It's aggravating. So I didn't do myself any good having that surgery as of now. I'm waiting for a year. August 4th is 1 year. I'm hoping something happens. All right, no lake view for me. I want solid land behind you. Why? You scared of alligators? Mindy? A Disney view for Mindy. Don't want to live that close to Disney. So my understanding was Disney bought up a bunch of property to stop the villages from expanding south up to them. I heard that a long time ago. And you're right. Well, so yeah, I think about 60% of the people buying a home here in the villages are paying cash. 60%, that's pretty cool. Using big words, Mindy, yeah, I know that Pastorial really put me over the edge. She put the horse icon in it. Pastorial, the word pastor is in there rather than pasture. So that's what threw me off, was you're talking about religion in there in Ocala? So look at Kevin. Kevin leaves me here, and what does he do? He goes off to Willie's Barbecue. They bought land in Lake Nona, but they just canceled that project. So, yeah, well, you never know. They might come back around, Mindy. They're just mad at DeSantis, so they're trying to make him pay for that. But Kevin, Willie's Barbecue, I don't know where Willie's Barbecue is, but I know where Artman's Barbecue and Smokehouse is. And Artman's is at the very north end of the villages. You won't find any better barbecue than Artman's Barbecue. So there you go, Artman's. There is a free advertisement for you. All right, so we've kind of gone through my chats. I've been getting okay. Been getting some text messages while I'm on the line, and sometimes people from the chat will text me. So I was just kind of seeing if there was anybody that was trying to text me. Magnolia Plaza, okay. Well, I know where Magnolia Plaza is. That's over there in the new area. So, so Kevin, you must be on your phone watching our live stream, live from Willie's Barbecue. So you got to tell me how Willie's Barbecue is, and then if it's any good, maybe I can pull myself away from Artman's, but it's going to be awful hard because their ribs and their brisket is out of this world. It's unbelievable. So how's my favorite daughter? My favorite daughter is doing great. Here's the deal with Jamie. So she's home for the next 3 months. She's been home for a month already. And she, I guess, as most of you know, she's in her master's program for interior architectural design. So, for the summer, she had to do an internship somewhere that she could utilize her skills in interior architectural design. Well, she basically grew up here in the Villages charter school. All of her friends are from around here. We live in Ocala, so we actually live quite a ways away from all of her friends who live mostly in Wildwood and Oxford. And so T&D Services, which started out as T&D Concrete. T&D Concrete did all the concrete, bar none, in the Villages for every single slab that a home was built on, driveways, whatever. T&D did all the concrete in the Villages for every home in the Villages. So they've expanded to T&D Screen. They had T&D Pool for a while, but they sold that off to somebody. It's still T&D Pool, but not owned by the Yoders who own T&D. But anyways, so she looked and looked and looked, and finally one of her best friends got her a job with T&D Services, where they do all these renovations. So they do summer kitchens, they do the screen enclosures, they do additions. They'll put a full addition on your home. So that's perfect for her. So she works 5 days a week from 8 in the morning to 1 in the afternoon at T&D. And then she comes and she works here in my office for me from 1:30 to about 5:30. So she is working full time, busting her little butt, and I'm really proud of her because of her work ethics. You just don't see those kind of work ethics these days from these young people. So she's 23 and has those kind of work ethics. I'm really proud of her, as well as her brother. Her brother's up in University of North Florida going to school, and he got himself a full-time job up there. So both kids I'm real proud of. So I just wanted to give my kids a shout out because they come from old school parents. We don't play that business where you get to work from home or you only work 3 days a week. or any of that foolishness. So, anyways, that's what's going on with Jamie Miller. So there you go. So we got Kevin and Karen just texting away, eating away. They're saying they're loving Willie's barbecue. So maybe when I'm up in that area, you know, I'll stop by Willie's barbecue and check it out. Anyways, so there you go, Mindy. Summer kitchen, there you go. Jerry Bell, that is Kevin multitasking, a very desirable skill for employees to have. So yes, thank you very much. I'm sure she'll be happy to know that everybody's proud of her as well. All right, so what else? We want to take advantage of our first Monday of the month here for Homes Around the Villages. So many of you know that we do a live stream for our other YouTube channel, Central Florida Farms and Land, in the middle of the month. So in 2 more weeks, oh gosh, let's see, two more weeks, that'll be the 19th. We will have our live stream for Central Florida Farms and Land, and that's why I was looking up in North Florida so there you go, Phil. I'm all over the place, buddy. That 120 acre for sale by owner up there, they're going to let me do a video of that, and hopefully I can maybe sell that through my Central Florida Farms and Land. I do have 175 acres that I'm going to be putting on the market here real soon as well. The seller's very particular about the pictures that I put on there, so he's wanting all kind of photoshopping of pictures, and we've done a video. He's very particular about the video, so we're trying to get him satisfied there, so I can put that 175 acres on my video channel up there for Ocala. So I guess, you know, y'all know the story about that. I live in Ocala. I've always lived in Ocala. When I first came to Ocala, my aunt had a 7-acre horse farm to where she bred thoroughbreds. Like I said, Ocala is the horse capital of the world. They have the World Equestrian Center up in Ocala, which is a phenomenal place for not only equestrian events, but they have car shows, dog shows. They had a lot of the Marion County schools had their graduations there. The place it's huge. It's unbelievable. If you don't know, if you haven't seen World Equestrian Center, go to my Central Florida Farms and Land YouTube channel and look up World Equestrian Center, because it's beautiful. It has a 5-star hotel attached to it with an outdoor arena, and then you've got these gigantic arenas, enclosed, air-conditioned arenas for all the shows. It's crazy. It's beautiful. Why is the Villages area a safe area during hurricane season for non-Floridians watching this channel? And yes, that it, well, first of all, let me go to Mindy first real quick. So the Southeastern Livestock Pavilion in Ocala is where they do most of the rodeos. They even do the, what are those big, huge trucks, monster trucks, shows over at the Southeastern Livestock Pavilion. That's where they do most of the rodeos. But all the horse equestrian, like the jumpers and the dressage and those type of horse shows, that's where you'll see over there at World Equestrian Center. And I'm sure at some point the rodeo is going to make it over there to the World Equestrian Center. Back to Phil. So the Villages area, I was kind of explaining this a little bit earlier, the whole dynamics for Florida. So you have the whole peninsula of Florida and then the panhandle of Florida. Well, as of late, there's been a lot of hurricanes forming in the Gulf and going right up into the panhandle, going up into Louisiana, going up into Mississippi. There's been a lot of them going and then right across the United States. And a lot of them is kind of skirting the coastal areas of Florida. Like Ian last year devastated the Punta Gorda, Fort Myers area, totally devastated that area. So that's South Florida. So hurricanes tend to go across the southern tip of Florida. They actually come from Africa as well. And during hurricane season, the weather people will show these systems coming off the coast of Africa, coming all the way across the Atlantic, and then coming right into this area of Florida. Well, the Bahamas usually kind of, the islands and Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic and that whole chain of islands tend to weaken the hurricanes a little bit and tend to steer them up the coast a little bit. So what's left? You have South Florida getting hit, the coastal areas of Florida getting hit, the panhandle of Florida getting hit. So this is it. This part of Florida is the evacuation center for Florida. It's the safest area in Florida because of the nature of the hurricanes. Now, do we get hurricanes here? Yes, we do. So, but it's rare occasions where we do get hurricanes in this area. And when we do, they'll hit the coast and then they die down. And so by the time they even get to this area, even if a hurricane does come over this part of Florida, it has died down greatly because the landmass, it's like 80 miles to the coasts on either side. So it really diminishes the energy from those hurricanes when it hits land. So that's why the Villages area is the safest area in hurricane season. And could you mention the construction standards for homes built in the Villages? Well, that's a very touchy subject for me, simply because I'm not allowed on Villages property for their new construction homes. Because at one point I did a video of their models. Now, they sold all their models to private individuals with the understanding that those individuals would continue to let them use them for a month or two. I forget what it was, right? So I had a friend over in the Villages, in the sales office. He's no longer there. He opened up all the models for me. I went in there and videoed every single one of them because they weren't owned by the Villages anymore. And but the Villages is very politically connected, if you know what I mean. And when my video hit, somebody from the sales office ratted me out that I had a video of all the models for the Villages. And so they sent the police. Well, it's a long story. They wanted to have a meeting with me under false pretenses. I'm not even going to get into that. But they wanted me to tell them who it was that let me in those models, and I wouldn't tell them. So because I wouldn't tell them, they had a solution for that. They filed a no trespass on me. And I'm not allowed on Villages property anymore, so I cannot go in there and look at the construction of their homes anymore because of that. This was a couple of years ago, I guess, that all this happened. So I can't honestly tell you, Phil, what the standards are of homes built in the villages because I can't go by and look at them. So, but what I can say, what I will say, is anybody buying a home, especially in the new area, be very careful about where that home is. Look at where that home is in relation to where the wetlands are. Because what I've noticed, especially flying my drone around over those new areas and over those areas where they're building now, I've noticed a difference in color of the soil. And they're building homes right on that soil. So I don't know if that's conducive to good construction practices. I know when I was building homes, I was undercutting and putting in this reddish construction soil and compacting it and then putting my slabs on top of that. That's not the way the Villages builds homes. They just scrape it, pour a slab, and up it goes. So I'm not going to get in trouble with the Villages and have them suing me for falsely saying they have poor construction practices, but I'm just telling you the way I used to build homes. Anyways, yes, Laura, it destroyed, the bridge over to Sanibel Island, but they got Sanibel Island up and running in pretty quick order. So that is good. People evacuate the Disney World hotels too. They exceed standards, so they're safe except for the campground. All right, and thank you, Ira. I sat out 2 to 3 hurricanes in the 4 years I've been here, and it's been pretty anticlimactic without damage. So there you go. It's all good, It is what it is. It's the cost of doing business here in the Villages and the competition that the Villages has created unnecessarily, in my opinion. Because to me, every other community and every other new community co-brokes with MLS agents except the Villages. And in my opinion, that's unnecessary. They could open up their resales, even if they didn't want to open up their new homes to MLS agents selling their new homes. But, to me, they would save a lot of money if they just did away with their sales force, right? But I guess maybe, their commission structure is what keeps them from wanting to keep MLS agents out, because our commissions, whether we're selling a home or whether we're listing a home, is anywhere between 2.5% and 3% per side. So the selling agent, who's the listing agent, gets 2.5% or 3%. The buyer's agent, who brings the buyer, gets 2.5% or 3%. In the Villages, they get 1.5% and 1.5%, and then the Villages themselves keep 2.5% or 3%. So at 1.25% or 1.5%, I can't remember. I don't know honestly what their current commission structure is, but it's something like that. It's certainly not like it is in the MLS world. So that's why if they're making 3% off of every resale, and then who knows how much money they're making off their new homes. I estimate about $50,000, but whatever. Anyways, there's a lot of money and they don't want to share it. They want to keep it all in-house. They don't want to do commission splits. They don't want to do co-brokes, and that's a shame. So it's a big competition between MLS agents and Villages sales office agents. All right, So barbecue was just average. Any recommendations for barbecue? Oakwood was closed. I told you, Kevin, if you were listening. Artman's. Oh, but they're not open on Monday and Tuesday. Sorry. Artman's is closed Monday and Tuesday, and they're only open till 7 o'clock at night, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So there you go. Artman's on 42, north end of Ocala, north end of the Villages. At the end of Buena Vista Boulevard, you make a left on 42, and it's down about a mile on the left-hand side before the railroad tracks. If someone wants to buy a house in the Villages, how quickly should they be prepared to put earnest money down and pull the trigger before the house they want gets bought out from under them? Very good question. So guess what? We're going to go back to my solds. And I'm going to just say, oh, sorry. Okay. From 1 to 180 days. 6 months. So in 6 months, there were 675 homes. Let's not do that. That's way too many. Let's do 30. The last 30 days, right? 150 homes. All right. So, great question, Phil. Here's what I can show you. Where'd I go? Average days on market. All right, so this used to be single digits last year. Totally single digits. This is a manufactured home. Let's take manufactured homes out of the equation because that's not a real indicator. Let's do, we're going to do single family and villas. Okay? 146 matches, and we're going to go back to actual days on market to get our indicator, and that's up here. This is days to close. So this is how many days it took to close. Let me put myself, hold on everybody. No, hold on, come on back here. All right, so there we go, I'm back. All right, so right up here, actual days on market. This is actual days on market, 9, 56, 11, 57, 24. I think if we go through these, let me do this too. Let me go back up here. I'm going to say 100. So we can just go through most of them. All right. We back? All right, so 12, 83, 13, 57. This is about, so you just kind of take an average, you know. And if I'm looking at averages, and if I go over here, here's the price of the homes too, by the way. And if we're just doing averages, so the sweet spot I think is over 300. You know, it's about 350. But see, you can still see single digits: 7, 5, 63, 10, 4, 11, 8. You know, every now and then you'll have an anomaly in here. But you know, so I'm gonna just say it just as, let's just say 30 days, I guess, if you take an average of everything, is what days on market I think you'll find. And then this tells you if it was cash. I think it was Mindy who talked about a lot of people pay cash, which they do, for homes here in the Villages. Here we go. So there you go. All right, so I can give you a lot of information about that. You can see the year built. So these are older homes. The less expensive homes tend to be older. All right, so there you go. So I would probably say 30 to 40 days, Phil, just to kind of do an average, right? Okay. So. I'm back. All right. So let's see. What else we got going on? All right. So there you go. And I would say, look, if the home is in good condition, it's what you want, put your money down as quick as you can. So you don't lose that house, because you can see 153 homes in the last 30 days were sold in the villages, and you can see the average days on the market. So I wouldn't waste my time. You should be prepared to put your earnest money down, because it can get bought out from underneath you at any moment. So don't hesitate. All right, everybody. I think we're gonna wrap it up here. I want to thank everybody so much for joining us this evening. It's almost 7:30. I think Christian probably wants to go home. So, like I said, I have Central Florida Farms and Land in 2 weeks if you want to join us over there. If not, we'll see you, what's the first Monday of next month? That would be July 3rd. Ooh, right before July 4th. So we'll see you July 3rd, if not sooner, on Central Florida Farms and Land. Okay? So thank you all so much for joining tonight. I really appreciate all the questions and all the inquiries. I love doing this for you guys. And if you have anybody looking to buy a home, give me a call, 352-204-9026. Actually, that goes to Blakely, but she will let me know what's going on, okay? All right, so we're going to go ahead and put this on our YouTube channel, so if anybody got here late, it'll be on, right after the show here. So thanks so much for watching. We look forward to seeing y'all, thank you again for joining us this evening. Bye.